Hello folks, it's Friday and we start a new week for you guys. We just got phone calls, or Greg got phone calls for wallpaper work back to back. What, 3 different ones today? So we got stuff going on, we got estimates going on, we got jobs scheduled. Today's gonna be my laundry day, and finally, as I've been wanting to go to laundry 3 days in a row, and always something comes up where it gets too late, because this laundromat closes early, 7:30 every night. But a little bit of allergies today. It's going to be only like 88 degrees today, so not too bad. And temperatures are dropping at night. It's going to get a little cooler every night, and by the end of the week, it's supposed to be like 45. So, thank goodness our RV repair guy got all the leaks fixed, all the AC's working, the furnace is working. Tired of shelling out money for the RV. Roof vents are here, and Greg's gonna go pick those up. He's gonna go to his buddy's house and work on the pool for him. Lots going on.
I'm heading to Camping World because we've got 3 vents in our RV that need to be replaced, so I'm going to grab the vent covers. We last week Janet looked at them, decided to replace them. We went to Camping World and they had the wrong ones. Now supposedly they have the right ones, so I'm going to go back and get those 3.
Turn left.
And then I'm going to be heading over to my buddy John's house, which is about I guess 40 miles away. It's barn dominium. His home is in Dallas, the Dallas area. But he's going on a vacation, him and his wife and family. And today they're cutting some trees out of his property. And he just put an above ground pool in about a month ago. And he's concerned that the trees or the leaves from the trees are going to clog his skimmer.
Turn left.
I'm out of John's place in Canton, Texas, and they removed a very large tree right there, a persimmon tree, and they removed another persimmon tree from over here. And it looks to me like this pool's doing fine. I see one little leaf in the bottom of it, that's it. A little bit of dirt, so I think he's fine. No big deal. He's worried about the skimmer being clogged, and I'm cleaning it out right now. I don't know what that was I just pulled out of there. Goodness, a bunch of wasps. Maybe I'll just lift it out and make it easy on myself. All right, guys, this is East Texas right here. See all those? And all those are stickers that man, they get into everything. And all I did was walk around the pool one time, and John's property's got stickers everywhere. The bad thing about this, or the good thing is, on our property we only have one little patch of stickers. But whenever you get these things in your shoes, if I was to go back home without removing all these and walk around on our property, these stickers would come off on our land, and then it would grow more sticker bushes. Don't want them on our land. These things are horrible. They're horrible. Janet is making shrimp yugi tonight, which I usually only get on like a birthday. It is my favorite meal. I mean, it is fantastic. It's a Cajun seafood or shrimp platter, basically, with what is known as a yugi sauce. The reason they call it shrimp yugi, it was made famous by a restaurant in New Orleans called Uglasich's. Strange name, but that was the owner's last name. And this place it was a dive. I mean, it was truly a dive. It was a place where it was in the, just outside of the, not the French Quarter, but next to the French Quarter, the, oh goodness, I can't even think of what it's called now. But it's right outside of the French Quarter, family-owned restaurant, and they had been in business for like 45 years. They were listed, I mean, they had a Michelin star, and I mean, they were a top-notch restaurant. And when the owners actually were also investors in the Bellagio Hotel and Casino in Vegas. They had made so much money at this little hole-in-the-wall restaurant, a little bitty place. I'm talking, they had like 4 tables inside and 2 or 3 tables in front of the building. So people would come by to pick up their food. A lot of people would take it with them. And it was not unusual to see a limousine pull up and see the limousine driver go inside and get the food. This place was incredible food. And when they decided to retire, they thought about selling the restaurant. But if you can believe this, and they could have made $1 million, more than $1 million selling the restaurant. The owners decided that instead of selling the restaurant, they were going to write a recipe book so families could make these meals. And they didn't sell the restaurant, they just closed it down because the owner was concerned that if somebody else took over the restaurant, they might not have the same quality control that the owners did when they were operating the restaurant. And they didn't want their reputation harmed because of how good a reputation the restaurant had. And so they just shut it down. They passed on all kinds of money in order to just have that memory that all of their customers would have of how good the food was. And oh goodness, it is so good. It is so good. It's spicy. And I mean, Janet and I used to, and I'm not joking either, when we would go to New Orleans, when we lived in Texas before, we would get a plate to go and we would put it in a cooler and bring it back to Texas to give to my parents because we knew how much they would like it. And the first time my father had it, he said that's one of the best meals I've ever had. Hey guys, one last thing before I leave John's house. John told me he had a present for me inside of his building, told me where it was, and it is a Oakland A's t-shirt. John went out to, him and his son went out to Oakland. I think they watched an entire series, 3 games, because he had never been to the Oakland Athletic Stadium, and he wanted to go there one time before it was imploded. So he was nice enough to bring me back a t-shirt, and unfortunately it is one size too small, but that's okay because Janet used to be a huge Oakland A's fan. She used to live in the San Francisco Bay Area, and she used to ride the BART train to go to, which is Bay Area Rapid Transit, to go to Oakland A's games. And she did not have an Oakland A's shirt, so she now has a Oakland A's sleep shirt, which she is going to go crazy over that. So good deal. The day just gets better and better, doesn't it? Okay guys, remember me telling you about shrimp yugi today? This is shrimp yugi, and it's delicious. Delicious.
Garlic bread, toasted on an iron skillet, and fresh shrimp, golden potatoes, and all the goodies for the sauce. Secret sauce. Hi guys, Saturday. Wasn't feeling too hot this morning. Got some watering done on the garden, and You know, fed the dog, you know, regular stuff, right? Yesterday, laundry. Still working on putting some of that up, but just saw that I have some kale growing. Yay! Yay! I'm so surprised. That was pretty quick. But nothing else. I see some little tiny plants coming up. That's my kale. Alright, I have 4 different kinds of radishes. And I labeled them. You know, that's a gourmet blend. China rose. Look, there's a couple little plants coming up. Wow. Icicle. And then the white tip. I don't see nothing going on with the white tip. And that's all lettuce, along with grass, but a couple onions, you know, but that's, the other onions I planted from seed aren't doing nothing. That's potato. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut down my okra. Not cut it down, but trim it down. Because it's just, I think it will blossom out like on the bottom. But all this other stuff here, it's not growing. Just grass and weeds. Looky though, my squash. Wow. So maybe the container thing is the best thing to do out here. There's 1, 2. I think there's like 3 squash in there. Oh no, look. Oh my gosh. How did this morning it was fine. I watered this whole thing. What happened? They got in here. The dogs got in here. I see footprints. Oh, look. All my herbs. Crap. You know what? I even put, this is part of the ant baits I had. Okay, I see dog footprints. That was all my herbs. Look, there's my chives. This morning, they were all gorgeous. This has just happened. This just happened. This is a raccoon. But look, I see big footprints. Great. My chives were perfect this morning. Looky. Did they mess with the strawberries? No. They didn't mess with tomatoes. The grapevine's still over there. All my herbs. They didn't even start. I had some basil coming up. They got into my chives. I was going to get and cut them. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I'm upset, y'all. I did all my herbs. All lined up, labeled and everything. Dogs are digging into them.
This is the last of the trees that I'm cutting at this point. I've got one little stump I'm cutting, but other than that, this is the last of them for a while. Thank goodness.
Sunday morning. Greg's exhausted. He's been up all night doing videos. I got my coffee. I watered the garden, the trees. Puppy's been fed. Kitty's been fed. Neighbors are out, getting ready to leave. And I'm sitting here in my house coat on the swing. And I'm getting ready to go to church. Awesome. Puppy's being really good. Other dogs, roosters, everything's going off. She's being so good. She's got her shade. She was laying down a minute ago. But, alright guys. I'm going to jump in the shower. Get dressed for church. When I come back, I'll make him some. When I get back, I'll make him some breakfast. Because he didn't get to bed till almost daylight. He was working his tail off trying to edit videos, and I was so sick yesterday that I didn't get much done, but today I'm going to regardless. I might actually try to get that skylight done. So, got the new skylights, you know, the covers, and it's not going to be too hot. It is hot on the roof, but anyway, I already know how that's halfway apart. I put it halfway together, just hold it down during the storms. But I'll clean up the old one, the old inside part, put on the new lid. Today is Monday. We've been on the job, okay? So far, Greg has floated the wall that he's got to hang the wallpaper on. It had a light texture. I'll go up there and show it to you when we get back. But right now we're doing lunch so that the mud on the wall can dry. I got a burrito. He's got some cool looking tacos.
Queso burrito. It's actually a quesadilla burrito thing or something. Queso burro. Queso burro.
Okay.
No, never had it before.
Barbacoa for me.
And these are flour tortillas.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Greg says
You're
the
supposed
hot.
to dip it, I guess.
Greg says this hot sauce has been warmed up.
Oh yeah, that's delicious. Mm-hmm.
That looks like a pozole almost, but thicker. Oh my goodness.
I definitely got the best of the two. Before you even try yours, this is better. I guarantee it.
Let me see.
That is good.
Okay.
That is really
I
good.
gotta swipe one, huh? Mmm.
Good?
Still Monday. He floated all this one mall, took down the blinds, took off the plates. Now he's sanding, covered up a little bit of stuff.
Okay guys, this job is done for today. We floated the walls, sanded them because they had texture. They were originally painted, and home has only been finished for about a month, and they decided to go ahead and put wallpaper on this wall, so we had to get rid of the texture. It's easier to float over the top of it than it is to sand it all down. So we floated over the top and then sanded it, and then we put a primer sizer on top of it so that the wallpaper would stick well.
Okay, you guys, so far so good. Alright, this goes perfectly in here for this little girl. And this is paper turns to tissue when it gets wet.
Wet tissue paper.
Yeah. And it makes gobs of paste. And this is a drop match. So you have to do left, right. And I'm having to reverse roll the paper, which it comes rolled the wrong direction, you know, to put on the machine. And then it's got a drop match, butterflies up there, there's down there. And you match butterflies with what my mark is.
A drop match means there's two different tops. There's a left top and a right top. So every piece you hang has a different top. Kind of. Just two tops, but
two tops.
Every other piece.
Yeah.
Drop.
Oh yeah.
That's good. Feels better.
Yeah. Okay. So the next one is a left, and I think the butterfly is just right at the right spot. I don't even have to cut the top. Better, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, feels good. Feels better.
I added a little bit more water to the paste too.
Alright guys, this job is done. So, I guess mauve and blues are back in style.
For the little girl?
These were actually in style when I stopped hanging paper years ago. So we missed 3 or 4 generations of colors, didn't we, Jan?
Yeah.
Now we're back to what we used to hang, it looks like. Except these papers that they're using today are much more difficult to hang than the ones that I was hanging back then.
Yeah.
So, and I'll show you one of the seams so you can see how the seams turned out. If I can find one. There we go. That's a seam right there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that, but that's a seam right there. So, anyhow, what do you think, Jan?
I think you did awesome.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I always ask because you know what? Your wife will always say you did awesome.
I'm in Tyler. Our neighbor has a problem. They bought a van that is not doing so good. Alternator problems, tires are bad, you know, and this is not the normal engine where you can get to the alternator and just pull the belt. Nope. Nope. You gotta dismount the whole motor. Sounds like the Nissan I got from my girlfriend in Wiley. But, there's one bolt I can get off for the water pump. Well, it looks like we're having the same problem on this little van, okay? It's a Venture.
Yeah, it's a Chevy Venture.
Yeah, a Chevy.
That's
okay, I can understand a Nissan was a sideways engine, but this alternator is way back in the back, y'all. Oh my God. Remember that box that I took to New Mexico? It's here now. Oh my goodness, thank goodness. Then, see those? Those are all my stuff from the shop. Because I didn't know what they needed. Greg came out here to help them. And you know what? He's got to go back and edit videos. So I'm here now.
Thursday morning, guys. Our little dog, she gets so excited coming out here to the building because she knows in the mornings we take her out and we put her on her chain so that she can use the restroom. And we usually leave her out there for an hour or two because she likes sitting in the sun. But she knows the second that I come to get her that I'm bringing her out here to the building, and there's a real chance that her friends are going to show up from next door. So she's always excited about coming out to the building. She loves this building. Her friends are 2 white pit bulls that live next door and a Chihuahua mix named Gizmo. Now the kid that owns the pit bulls next door has done a really good job of training them. They are as tame as you can imagine, but one of them, they're both girls. One of them has gotten into 4 or 5 fights with other dogs, but they were dogs that were very aggressive, and she was protecting her older sister, who has had a couple litters of puppies, I guess. And it was during the time that she was in heat, and some of the aggressive dogs were coming around trying to make babies with her, and she really wasn't attracted to those dogs, I guess. And so her little sister has been protecting her. And you know what, I've always been nervous around pit bulls because of their, what would you say, inclinations, or their the way people talk about them, how aggressive they are and how mean. And these dogs are wonderful. In fact, honestly, if it wasn't for the perception that pit bulls have, I wouldn't mind having one. The dogs are very loyal. They're just wonderful dogs. And the first time I've ever really been around pit bulls very much. And what happened was, here they came over one day and they were afraid to come around us. They were very nervous around people. And they were playing with our dog, and I noticed they're being really nice. They weren't being aggressive or anything. They were just having a good time. So I went out there and brought each of their 2 pit bulls and our dog some treats. And I gave them a treat. Well, the next day they came back, and this time they actually came inside of my shop, and they did it very gingerly, but they were looking at me like they wanted to come over to me. So I held my hand out, and it took them probably 3 or 4 minutes, and they slowly worked their way up to where my hand was and smelled my hand, licked my hand, let me pet them. And now whenever they come over, we give them each treat. And we've had a few instances where I've left my building at like 2 o'clock in the morning, working late, to walk back to the RV, and they're quite a ways away from where we're at. Our property's pretty big, and they hear me shut the door and they go crazy barking. They think somebody's breaking into our property, and they come running over here ready to attack. And I say, "Hey, Bailey," and they hear my voice instantly. They slow down and start walking up to me and letting me pet them, and then they actually want to come in our RV. We haven't let them in the RV. All right, guys, it was a good night of bowling. I shot a 636 for 3 games. It was first game 193, second game 196, third game at 247. We won all 4 points. We're starting to bowl better. All right, excellent. See you guys next week.